It was 3:47 in the morning when Alex Carter's world cracked open. His wife Sophia's phone buzzed on the nightstand, the screen glowing in the dark bedroom. Half asleep, Alex glanced over, expecting a work email or a spam notification. Instead, a text from Ryan Delgado, her colleague at VitalRx Pharma, lit up the screen. Last night was unforgettable. Austin next week? The words hit like a system error in Alex's brain, a critical failure in the life he thought he knew. 19 years of marriage, gone in a single sentence. Alex, 42, was a cybersecurity analyst in Miami, Florida, known for his ability to spot vulnerabilities in complex systems. He mentored local teens in coding on weekends, teaching them how to build apps and navigate firewalls, earning him quiet respect in the community. His marriage to Sophia, 40, a senior sales manager at VitalRx, had been a partnership of routines and compromises, or so he believed. They had no kids by choice, a decision that once felt like freedom, but now seemed like a missed anchor. The text from Ryan wasn't just a message. It was a breach, a flaw in the system of their life together. He didn't wake Sophia. Didn't yell or demand answers. That wasn't his way. Alex analyzed, planned, and executed solutions. His fingers hovered over the phone, but he resisted the urge to scroll through her messages. Instead, he slipped out of bed, grabbed his laptop from the living room, and sat at the kitchen counter, the hum of the refrigerator his only company. He needed data, not drama. If Sophia was cheating, he'd find the evidence and build an airtight case, just like he did at work. By sunrise, Alex had a plan. Sophia stirred upstairs, oblivious, as he brewed coffee and acted normal. "Morning," she said, grabbing a mug, her voice casual. "Big day at work?" Alex nodded, watching her closely. "Same old. You?" She mentioned a pharmaceutical sales conference in Austin next week, where she'd mentor new talent, including Ryan Delgado, 35, recently promoted under her supervision. "It's going to be intense," she said, avoiding his eyes. "Presentations, workshops, team building. I might not call much." Alex sipped his coffee, masking the storm inside. "Sounds busy. Do what you need to do." That day, while Sophia was at VitalRx's downtown office, Alex began his investigation. Their shared tablet, synced to her phone, was a goldmine. He found a thread of texts with Ryan, starting professional but turning flirty over months. "Dinner tonight?" "Just us," Ryan had written 2 weeks ago. Sophia's reply, "Can't wait." There were hotel receipts emailed to her personal account, places she'd never mentioned visiting, and calendar invites for team dinners that felt too intimate for work. Each discovery was a data point, confirming the breach. Alex's next move was to call Lucas Reyes, his friend since high school and now one of Miami's sharpest divorce attorneys. Lucas specialized in clean breaks, divorces so precise the other party barely saw them coming. They met at a quiet coffee shop near the beach, away from prying eyes. "You're sure?" Lucas asked, leaning forward, his voice low. Alex slid a USB drive across the table, containing screenshots of texts and receipts. "She's sleeping with her subordinate Lucas. She approved his promotion last quarter, which breaks VitalRx's ethics policy. Zero tolerance, she's bragged about it herself." Lucas's eyes lit up. "That's leverage. Not just for the divorce, but for everything." They spent an hour mapping out a strategy. Alex would gather more evidence while Sophia was in Austin. Lucas would prepare divorce papers, aiming to secure the house, investments, and most assets, using Sophia's policy violation as a hammer. "We hit hard and fast," Lucas said. "She won't know what's coming until it's done." Alex nodded, feeling a cold clarity. This wasn't about revenge. It was about reclaiming his life. That night, as Sophia packed for Austin, Alex overheard her on a call in the bathroom, her voice hushed. "We have to be careful at the conference," she told Ryan. "People talk." Ryan's reply was clear through the speaker. "We'll find our moments. We always do." Alex lay in bed, heart pounding but mind sharp. He wasn't heartbroken. Anger burned hotter, mixed with a strange relief. The marriage had been faltering for years, eroded by Sophia's late nights, her dismissive attitude, her focus on her career over their life together. Now, he had the answer to a question he hadn't dared ask. By the end of the week, Alex was ready. He'd confirmed Sophia's flight to Austin and cross-referenced her conference schedule with Ryan's. He found an email from Vitox's HR about their strict no-relationship policy, which Sophia had enforced on others. The irony wasn't lost on him. As she left for the airport, kissing him distractedly, Alex felt the weight of his plan settle into place. "Have a good trip," he said, his voice steady. She smiled, unaware that the system she thought she controlled was about to crash. With Sophia en route to Austin, Alex Carter shifted into high gear. His cybersecurity instincts kicked in, treating his marriage like a network under attack. The evidence from Sophia's phone and their shared tablet, flirty texts with Ryan Delgado, hotel receipts, and whispered late-night calls, had confirmed her affair. But Alex needed more to ensure his plan was bulletproof. He wasn't just dismantling a marriage. He was exposing a breach that would cost Sophia her career and leverage in their divorce. Over the next 3 days, while Sophia was at the VitalRx Pharma conference, Alex dug deeper. He accessed their joint cloud storage, where Sophia had carelessly saved work emails. One thread caught his eye, a message from Ryan, sent months ago, thanking her for making the promotion happen. Sophia's reply was coy. "You earned it. Just keep it between us." This was gold, proof she'd violated Vitox's strict policy against workplace relationships, especially with a subordinate she'd personally advanced. Alex saved the email, time-stamped and untouched, to his growing dossier. He also checked their bank statements, finding charges for dinners in cities Sophia claimed were for team events. A Miami restaurant receipt for two, dated the night she told him she was working late, stood out. Another charge, for a hotel in Orlando, coincided with a training seminar she'd never mentioned. Each piece tightened the noose. Alex didn't feel rage anymore. It was colder, sharper, a focus that drove him to map every detail like a hacker tracing a data leak. On the second day, Alex met Lucas Reyes again, this time at Lucas's law office in downtown Miami. The USB drive now held twice as much evidence: texts, emails, receipts, and a screenshot of Sophia's calendar showing private meetings with Ryan during work trips. Lucas scanned the files, nodding. "This is airtight, Alex. She's his direct supervisor, and these prove the affair predates his promotion. Vitox's policy is clear: zero tolerance for undisclosed relationships, especially with a power imbalance. We can use this to gut her in court." They refined the plan. Lucas would draft divorce papers, claiming the house and most assets, citing Sophia's infidelity and professional misconduct. Meanwhile, Alex would send an anonymous tip to Vitox's HR, time to hit while Sophia was at the conference. "We need her caught off guard," Lucas said. "If HR investigates while she's in Austin, she'll have no time to cover her tracks." Alex agreed, but added a twist. "I want her to know it's me, but only when it's too late." That night, Alex hacked into Sophia's VitalRx email, not to alter anything, but to confirm her schedule. She was presenting at the conference tomorrow, a high-profile session with company executives watching. Perfect timing. He drafted the HR email, concise, professional, anonymous. It included screenshots of Sophia and Ryan's texts, the promotion email, and a note about their inappropriate conduct at the Austin conference. He scheduled it to send at 9 in the morning, when HR would be fully staffed. By the third day, Alex's sister, Mia, called to check in. "You okay? You've been quiet," she said. Alex was at his laptop, cross-referencing Sophia's Instagram for public clues. "I'm fine, Mia. Just working through something," she pushed. "This about Sophia? I've seen how she's been, always busy, never around. What's going on?" Alex hesitated, then told her about the texts and his plan. Mia whistled. "You're playing hardball. Just don't lose yourself in this, okay? Call me if you need to talk." Alex promised he would, though he knew he wouldn't. That evening, Sophia's Instagram lit up with a post from the conference. Her and Ryan, arms around each other at a hotel bar, cocktails raised. The caption read, "Work hard, play hard." Comments poured in from colleagues, some joking, others oblivious. Alex's pulse quickened, not from pain, but from opportunity. This was the opening he needed. He typed a comment. "Divorce papers are on the counter, Sophia." He hit post, turned off notifications, and leaned back, knowing the internet would do the rest. Hours later, his phone buzzed with texts from Sophia. "What the hell, Alex? Call me now." Then, from her friend Carla. "Why would you post that? So embarrassing." Her sister, Lauren, even chimed in. "This is low, Alex. Call her." He ignored them all, forwarding the text to Lucas as evidence of Sophia's panic. The Instagram post had gone viral among her colleagues, amplifying the pressure. Alex knew HR would see it too, especially after his tip landed. The next morning, Alex got a call from an old VitalRx contact, Elena, who had left the company after a clash with Sophia. "Heard you're stirring things up," she said, amused. "Word's out about Sophia and Ryan. HR's already pulling them in for questioning today. You didn't hear that from me." Alex thanked her, his plan clicking into place. Elena's tip confirmed HR had received his email and was acting fast. Sophia's conference was about to become a nightmare. Alex spent the day preparing the house. He boxed up Sophia's essentials, her laptop, some toiletries, a few personal items, and moved them to a storage unit rented under Mia's name. He paid 3 months in advance and emailed Sophia the access code from a burner account. Then he called a locksmith to change the house locks, keeping only his key. The divorce papers, prepared by Lucas, sat on the kitchen counter, a silent ultimatum. Alex wasn't just ending a marriage, he was rewriting the rules of their shared life. By evening, Sophia called again, her voice shaking. "Alex, what's going on? My key doesn't work. Why are there papers on the counter?" He didn't answer. Let her sweat, Lucas had advised. Instead, he texted Mia. It started. "She's back tomorrow." Mia replied, "Stay strong. You're doing what you have to." Alex nodded to himself, staring at the Miami skyline from his deck. The trap was set, and Sophia was walking right into it. The Austin conference was Sophia's stage, but Alex Carter was rewriting the script. By the 4th day, his plan to expose her affair with Ryan Delgado was in motion. The anonymous email to VitalRx Pharma's HR, loaded with screenshots of their texts and proof of Sophia's role in Ryan's promotion, had landed at 9 in the morning. Alex's Instagram comment on Sophia's cozy photo with Ryan. "Divorce papers are on the counter, Sophia," had gone viral among her colleagues, fueling whispers. HR moved fast, pulling Sophia and Ryan into separate conference rooms before lunch. Alex, back in Miami, waited for the fallout. His phone buzzed at 10:30. Elena, his old VitalRx contact, texted, "It's happening. HR's grilling them now. Sophia's freaking out." Alex didn't respond, but a cold satisfaction settled in. He'd spent days gathering evidence, texts, hotel receipts, emails proving Sophia's policy violation, and now it was paying off. VitalRx's zero-tolerance stance on workplace relationships, especially between supervisors and subordinates, was about to bury her. Alex sat at his laptop, refreshing his inbox for updates from Lucas Reyes, his divorce attorney. By noon, Elena called. "They're done for," she said, her voice gleeful. HR found explicit messages on their company phones. Plus, they charged extra hotel nights and meals to VitalRx's account. Sophia's trying to spin it, but the execs are livid. Ryan's throwing her under the bus, saying she pursued him. Alex thanked her, his mind racing. The affair wasn't just personal betrayal, it was a professional death sentence. VitalRx's legal team was now involved, and Sophia's high-flying career was crashing. Lucas called minutes later. HR's suspending them both, pending a formal inquiry. "Your tip worked. Perfect timing with that Instagram post. It's a public relations nightmare for VitalRx. They'll want this resolved quietly." Alex nodded, though Lucas couldn't see. "What's next?" he asked. Lucas's voice was steady. "We keep the pressure on. Sophia's back tomorrow. She'll find the divorce papers and no access to the house. Let her feel the walls closing in." That afternoon, Alex finalized preparations. He drove to the storage unit where he'd stashed Sophia's belongings, double-checking the access code he'd emailed her. The divorce papers, outlining his claim to the house and most assets, waited on the kitchen counter. He'd frozen their joint accounts, leaving Sophia only her personal checking account, which he knew was nearly maxed out from her spending habits. The locksmith had swapped the house keys, ensuring she couldn't waltz back in. Every move was calculated, like securing a network against intrusion. Sophia's calls started coming in waves by evening. "Alex, what's wrong with you?" That comment was humiliating. Then, "Call me back. We need to talk." He ignored them, forwarding each to Lucas for documentation. Her panic was palpable, but Alex felt no urge to engage. She'd built this trap herself, he was just springing it. Mia, his sister, texted. "Heard she's spiraling." "You good?" Alex replied. "I'm fine. It's almost over." He meant it. The hollowness inside wasn't pain, it was clarity. The next morning, Alex got a text from Elena. "It's official. Sophia's suspended without pay. Ryan too. They're calling in outside counsel to avoid a lawsuit." Alex pictured Sophia in a sterile conference room, her charm useless against HR's evidence. He spent the day working from home, fielding client calls while monitoring updates. By afternoon, Sophia's flight was landing early. She wasn't due back until tomorrow, but the suspension must have forced her hand. At 6:48, the doorbell rang. Alex checked his security camera. Sophia stood on the porch, 2 suitcases beside her, fumbling with her key. He took his time walking to the door. When he opened it, Sophia's voice was sharp. "My key doesn't work. What's going on?" Alex leaned against the frame, blocking her path. "I didn't change the locks, Sophia. I changed my life." Her eyes widened, confusion shifting to fear. "What? And that Instagram comment? You embarrassed me in front of everyone." Alex's tone stayed flat. "More embarrassing than posting a photo with your lover at a company event? Divorce papers are inside. You get one night in the guest room. Tomorrow you're gone." Sophia pushed past him, dragging her suitcases. "You can't throw me out. This is my house too." Alex followed, unfazed. "Check the deed. My name only. You didn't want liability when you joined VitalRx, remember?" She froze, realizing her own words had trapped her. He pointed to the papers on the counter. "Read them. You get your car, your account, and your things in storage. I keep everything else." Sophia's voice shook. "This is insane. No court will let you do this." Alex stepped closer, his voice low. "No court will look kindly on a manager sleeping with her subordinate, using company funds for your affair, and breaking policies you enforced. Sign the papers, or we drag this out in public." Sophia's phone rang, a VitalRx number. She ignored it, staring at him. "What did you do?" she whispered. Alex shrugged. "I reported facts. You did the rest." He turned away, leaving her with the papers and her crumbling reality. That night, Alex slept better than he had in months. Sophia stayed in the guest room, her presence a ghost in the house. By morning, she was up, trying to negotiate. "We need to talk," she said, clutching the divorce papers. Alex sipped his coffee unmoved. "There's nothing to say. Sign or we go to court. I'll subpoena every VitalRx record and call every witness who saw you with Ryan." Her face paled, but her phone rang again, HR demanding her presence at 10. She left without another word, her career and marriage in ruins. Sophia's world was collapsing, and Alex Carter watched it unfold with surgical precision. By the time she returned to Miami from the Austin conference, VitalRx Pharma had suspended her for violating their no-relationship policy with her subordinate, Ryan Delgado. Alex's anonymous tip to HR, backed by texts, emails, and proof of company fund misuse, had triggered a swift investigation. His public Instagram comment, "Divorce papers are on the counter, Sophia," had turned her cozy conference photo into a corporate scandal. Now, with divorce papers waiting and her house key useless, Sophia faced the consequences of her affair. The morning after her return, Sophia stood in the kitchen, clutching the divorce papers Alex had left. Her phone buzzed relentlessly with calls from VitalRx's HR, demanding her presence at 10 for a formal inquiry. "You planned this," she accused, her voice trembling. "You destroyed me." Alex, sipping coffee, met her gaze. "You destroyed yourself. I just made sure the truth came out." She left for the meeting, her steps heavy, unaware that Alex's friend Elena, a former VitalRx employee, was already texting him updates. She's in with HR and legal now. It's bad. By noon, Elena called. They fired her, Alex. Effective immediately. Security escorted her out, box of personal items and all. Ryan's out too, transferred to a dead-end branch in Buffalo. Alex hung up, feeling no triumph, only a hollow confirmation that his plan had worked. Sophia's career, her power, her reputation, all gone. The divorce papers, claiming the house and most assets, were his next move to ensure she couldn't claw back what she'd betrayed. Sophia returned that afternoon, her car idling in the driveway before she rang the doorbell. Alex checked the security camera, then opened the door. They fired me, she said, her voice flat. I have nothing left. Alex didn't budge. You had choices. You made them. He handed her a slip of paper with the storage unit code where her belongings waited. Your things are there. You get one more night in the guest room. Then you leave. Sophia's eyes flashed with defiance. I'll fight this. I'll get a lawyer. You can't take everything. Alex's attorney, Lucas Reyes, had anticipated this. That evening, Lucas called. She's hired Patricia Lawson from Bennett and Reed. Aggressive, loves a show. She'll try to paint Sophia as a victim, but the facts are on our side. Alex nodded. What's our move? Lucas's voice was confident. We push for a quick hearing. Judge Carolyn Brewer's presiding. She's tough on workplace misconduct. Sophia's firing strengthens our case. Stay calm, and don't engage with her. The next day, Sophia moved out, taking her suitcases to a hotel. Alex ignored her barrage of texts begging for a talk, forwarding them to Lucas for evidence. He spent the week preparing for the hearing, working with Lucas to finalize documents. They included Vidox's termination report, which detailed Sophia's policy violations, unauthorized expenses, an undisclosed affair, and approving Ryan's promotion despite their relationship. This is a slam dunk, Lucas said. She's got no leverage. The preliminary hearing came a week later at a Miami courthouse. Alex arrived early, composed, while Lucas reviewed their strategy. Stay factual, let Sophia's actions speak. Sophia entered with Lawson, her posture stiff, avoiding Alex's gaze. Judge Brewer, sharp and no-nonsense, opened the session. I've reviewed the filings, she said, her tone clipped. Mrs. Carter's professional misconduct is well documented. Ms. Lawson, what's your defense? Lawson stood, launching into a narrative of Sophia as a wronged woman, blindsided by Alex's vindictive actions. Alex kept his expression neutral, as Lucas had advised. Lawson claimed Alex's HR tip was a calculated attack to ruin Sophia's career. Brewer cut her off. Are you denying the affair or the policy violations? Lawson hesitated. My client's personal life is complex, Your Honor. Vidox's policies are inconsistently enforced. Brewer's eyes narrowed. So, yes to the affair and violations. Mr. Reyes, your position? Lucas stood. Your Honor, my client seeks a fair division of assets, as outlined. Mrs. Carter's misconduct, both marital and professional, justifies our terms. She violated her employer's trust and her husband's. Mr. Carter reported facts, not falsehoods. Brewer nodded, flipping through the evidence. The termination report is damning. Mrs. Carter, your actions have consequences. She issued temporary orders. Alex kept the house and control of joint accounts. Sophia got her car and $10,000 for immediate expenses. Sophia's face crumpled as Lawson protested. Your Honor, my client is unemployed and homeless. Brewer was unmoved. She should have considered that before misusing company resources. These orders stand. The hearing ended, and Alex walked out, the weight of victory settling oddly. Lucas clapped his shoulder. Brewer's with us. Sophia's running out of moves. That night, Alex sat on his deck, the Miami skyline glittering. His phone buzzed. Mia. You okay after today? She asked. I'm fine, he said, though the hollowness lingered. Just glad it's moving forward. Mia's voice softened. You did what you had to. Come to dinner Sunday. Mom's making your favorite. Alex smiled faintly, promising to show. The reckoning was complete, but the final chapter loomed. The courtroom victory had left Sophia Carter with few options. Fired from VitalRx Pharma for her affair with Ryan Delgado and facing Alex's airtight divorce terms, she was cornered. The judge's temporary orders gave Alex control of their Miami home and most assets, leaving Sophia with her car, a nearly maxed-out personal account, and $10,000 for expenses. Alex's plan, executed with the precision of his cybersecurity work, had stripped Sophia of her career and leverage. Now, as the dust settled, Alex prepared for the final act of their 19-year marriage. 3 days after the hearing, Lucas Reyes, Alex's attorney, called with news. "Sophia's lawyer, Patricia Lawson, wants to settle," he said. "They're asking for $20,000 more and the Outer Banks timeshare. It's a weak counteroffer. She knows fighting in court will bury her." Alex considered it. The timeshare was underwater, a financial drain. "Agree to it," he told Lucas. "I want this done." Speed was key. Dragging it out would only delay his freedom. By the end of the week, Sophia signed the settlement, accepting the terms to avoid a public trial that would expose her further. The final divorce decree arrived a month later, delivered to Alex's office with a bottle of 18-year-old scotch from Lucas. The note read, "End of one chapter, start of another. Savor this." Alex took it home, setting the decree on the kitchen counter where the divorce papers had once sat. The document was clinical, legal jargon finalizing the end of a life built together, but it felt like a key unlocking a cage. He poured a glass of scotch, the burn grounding him, and stepped onto his deck to watch the Miami skyline glow under the October stars. Sophia had vanished from his life. Elena, his VitalRx contact, texted, "She's laying low. Word is she's interviewing for low-level sales jobs out of state. Ryan's stuck in Buffalo, career stalled." Alex didn't reply. Sophia's downfall was her own doing, he'd merely shone a light on it. The hollow feeling that had haunted him was fading, replaced by a quiet sense of possibility. He wasn't healed, but he was moving forward. The next day, Alex returned to his weekend coding mentorship for local teens. The group, a mix of high schoolers building apps in a community center, greeted him with fist bumps and questions about their projects. Helping them debug code felt like rebuilding himself, one line at a time. A shy kid named Javier showed off an app tracking local beach cleanups, and Alex's feedback was patient, sharp, alive. For the first time in months, he felt purpose beyond revenge. That Sunday, Alex drove to his mother's house for dinner, as promised to his sister, Mia. The table was set with his favorite, key lime pie waiting for dessert. Mia pulled him aside. "You look lighter," she said. "Not happy, but lighter." Alex nodded. "I'm getting there." His mother, bustling with plates, hugged him tightly. "You're enough, Alex. You always were." Her words hit deeper than he expected, loosening a knot he hadn't named. Later, back home, Alex sat at his laptop and opened a blank document. He titled it, "Lessons from a Broken System." He wrote about the red flags he'd ignored, Sophia's late nights, her dismissal of his attempts to connect, the slow erosion of their partnership. He noted the moment he'd stopped teaching coding classes to avoid her complaints about his hobbies. The words flowed, not for anyone else, but for himself, to understand how he'd let his life shrink and how he'd fight to reclaim it. The following week, Lucas called to confirm the court had approved the settlement. "It's official," he said. "You're free." Brewer threw in a compliment, said your case was one of the cleanest she's seen. Alex thanked him, then hung up, staring at the decree. He filed it away, a relic of a past he no longer needed to carry. That night, he cooked a spicy shrimp pasta, a dish Sophia had hated, and ate it while streaming an action movie at full volume. The small rebellion sparked a genuine smile, the first in years. A text from Mia arrived. "Mom's planning another dinner. You in?" Alex replied. "Count me in." He leaned back, the Miami breeze cool against his skin. The silence around him wasn't empty, it was space. Space to rebuild, to rediscover the man he'd been before Sophia's betrayal dimmed him. He thought of his coding kids, the app projects waiting, the guitar he hadn't touched in a decade. Tomorrow, he'd dig it out from the closet and tune it. As the stars brightened, Alex sipped his scotch and let the moment settle. 19 years had ended, not with screams or tears, but with a quiet victory. Sophia faced her consequences, jobless, humbled, starting over. Alex faced his future, unburdened. He wasn't whole yet, but he was free. And freedom, he realized, was enough for now.